right, start your engines because it's the April 2025 Power Platform Community Call. Today is April 16th, and I am David Warner, Quisitive, your humble host, and with me is April Dunham, hosting with me today as well, and we are so excited because we got just lightning fast, great Scott, 88 miles per hour information to share with you today. It's going to be like time travel. Awesome. But let's first talk about what we're going to talk about. So we've got a bunch of community resources and samples. We've got some news and events. Of course, everyone's favorite time. That's right, picture time. So get those fantastic faces ready for the community calls and the community together mode. And then we've got our amazing presenters of the day. Firkin is here. It's his first time, everybody, so we want to show him a lot of community appreciation and support. He's going to talk about expanding model-driven apps to ease Power Apps admin workload. And then Samir is going to talk about revolutionizing IT services. Fixit365 meets Copilot and Power Platform. He's going to show how he created that software and that app and everything. It's going to be really cool. And then Bulent's going to round it out on how to make Copilot talk to you via phone. I just got to get Copilot to stop saying new phone who dis to me. I just want it to talk to me. So I'm excited for that as well.
Yeah, we have the sample snippets and prompts of the week. So this is something every Thursday on LinkedIn. I highlight one of the contributors from either our sample snippets or prompts repos there. So the ones that we had the last couple weeks here are Steve for his upload file snippet. It's a Power App snippet that you just copy and paste, and it allows you to do drag and drop to upload files into your Canvas app. So pretty sweet sample there. And then Samir has one that shows some chart options that are ready for Power Apps to embed as components. So two really cool samples. Thank you both for your contributions, and be on the lookout on LinkedIn every Thursday for more sample snippets or prompts of the week.
Okay, in the interest of time, let's move on. Samir is here. He's built something pretty cool. He's going to show us how he did it and what he learned along the way, revolutionizing IT services. Fixit365 meets Copilot and Power Platform. Samir, if you'd like to take on over the screen share.
All right. Hi. Thanks, David. Thanks for having me today, and thank you, Vesa, April, everyone who's behind those events. It's a huge effort and work that goes behind the scenes. So yeah, big shout out. Let me share my screen quickly. All right, let me know if you can see my screen.
Yep, it is all loaded. Take it away, my friend.
Thank you. So yeah, my name is Samir Daudi. I'm a Microsoft MVP specializing in Power Apps and business applications. My background is purely on Microsoft technologies. Started my career with C#, SQL Server, moved to SharePoint, worked with pretty much all versions of SharePoint since WSS3, and I've been specializing in Power Apps since early days, 2017, I think. I try to blog on a regular basis. You can reach me out on LinkedIn or X, Twitter, or you can check out my my blog. Right. So today we look at a very specific use case. We're going to look at the challenge of frequently asked questions in the IT services or IT department, and we will look at how we can turn that frequently asked questions into smart interface using Copilot agents. Then we're going to take that Copilot agent and embed it in Power Apps. It can be any application, Canvas app or model-driven app, but we have a use case here where we're going to embed it in an existing Power Apps. And finally, we're going to take the whole thing and surface it in Microsoft Teams. The idea is to improve productivity and make sure that everything is available to our end users in one single place. And because they're spending most of their time in Teams, this is why we have Wrapper and we surface everything within Teams. So the challenge of frequently asked questions within the IT world. So a few years ago, having a frequently asked question page in SharePoint would have been something nice and exciting and shiny. That's not the case anymore. The idea is that the IT teams will maintain lists of frequently asked questions in the hope that end users will consult that list, have a look before sending their queries, and probably self-serve and find a resolution to their queries or request before reaching out to IT services. So that can be either something in your intranet or in SharePoint or web page. So let me switch to the demo here, and I will share my browser instead. Right. So for this demo today, we have an example of frequently asked questions. This is a typical Excel document with a list of questions and some answers with links to learn.microsoft and a couple of other resources. The idea is that this should be turned into a Copilot agent or chatbot. So I'm going to switch to Copilot Studio here and check my agents. I've already created the agent, so I'm going to take you through how this has been created. And the most important thing is that we're going to be using the Excel document as knowledge source, generative AI, for this agent, and expected that the agent will try to find answers from the content in the Excel document. So we have an agent here with an icon, description. If we go and look at knowledge, you see the Excel document here, and from here I can test my chatbot here. Say, okay, what is Teams or something like how can I create a SharePoint site? And basically, yeah, typical testing of Copilot agent. Hopefully it's going to come back with some answers. Fair enough. I'm happy with the agent. I want to publish it and make it available through the standard channels. You can publish this agent to Microsoft Teams, a web application, mobile app, Facebook, Skype, maybe, why not? But yeah, I'm happy with the agent. Now I want to integrate my agent into an existing Power Apps application. And as I said, it doesn't have to be this application. It can be any app. But the fact that we can embed the Copilot agent in an existing app makes life much easier. So the users, this is service desk application. The users can come here in order to submit a ticket, and they can leverage the chatbot to reduce the load and number of tickets that IT will receive. So in this application, we have two sides of the app. So we have the backend or the admin team, where they can look at the tickets that have been received. They can interact with the tickets. They can upload files, attachments, add notes, look at the timeline, and resolve them. We have also the end user side, where as an employee, I can come here, I have a problem, I create a new ticket. Let's say I have a problem with or a request regarding SharePoint. I can come here and say, I want a SharePoint site with external sharing capabilities. All right. You can have some attachments here, and basically that's how you submit a ticket, right? In this interface, you see that we have also access to the frequently asked questions and the chatbot. So I'm going to show you both sides of the of how we can work with the frequently asked questions. So traditionally, you would have something like this. So you have I've grouped those questions by category. So you can say, okay, I have a question about SharePoint, and I want to know about external data sources. You click on the question, or you can have like an accordion. Can I integrate SharePoint with the external data source? Yes. So this is the traditional way of working. It's not exciting. It's a bit outdated, and yeah, it's not really engaging with the end user. So the same chatbot that we've seen can be included as control in my Power App. So we can interrogate the agent directly from here, or we can have in the header, I created a component header which brings the Copilot agent. So if I go as an admin. Yeah. So when I click on this icon in the header, it brings this chatbot here component. This is a custom component we've created. I will show you how that has been done, but same thing. The same Copilot agent has been embedded in this control, and it has this nice looking web style, I would say, where you can expand, close this component. Now, how has all this been created? I'm going to switch back to my components. First thing, we're going to look at the header. So we have an icon here. There is nothing too fancy about this. It's an image and a button. So when we click on that button, we just set a variable var show Copilot to be true. It's just a boolean which says true or false, right? And this variable will drive the appearance of the component in my interface. You will notice that the component has access to the app scope, so it's a global variable. We can update it from the component. It's fine. If I go back to one of the screens, click on this icon, it brings this component, and the visibility of this component is driven by this variable. Now we have the actual component where we have the Copilot agent running, and basically this is a container, right? A vertical container with few things. So you have an image, HTML control behind, which displays that gradient background, and you have two buttons here. So this one will close the component by just turning the variable to false. This switch between two predefined sizes. So we have another variable which is Copilot size. It's either large or normal, and it toggles between these two sizes. And more importantly, we have the chatbot component. So that's the place where let me show you how we enable that first. So if you go to your app settings and you go to features or updates, search for Copilot. It's still in preview. It has been in preview for a while, but this is the feature that you need to turn on to be able to have the chatbot component. Once you have that, just simple drag and drop in the component or the screen, and you can connect it to an existing chatbot. So in my case, it's the one that we've seen earlier. This one. Right. So let's see, as an IT technician, for example, I receive this ticket, and the user wants to create SharePoint site with external sharing. Let's say I have no clue about SharePoint, and I want to know how to do that. So I'm going to call Copilot here and say, how can I create SharePoint? What would have been nice is to pull the query content and automatically pass that to Copilot, but that's probably next version. So here it gives me step-by-step how to do that. So first go to SharePoint permissions, click active sites, enable external sharing, blah, 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 and you have a link to where it found the reference. So if you want to learn more, you go to learn.microsoft.com and you have step-by-step how you configure that. So we can follow that quickly. Let's say create the site, go to the resolution, down, here's your URL, save, and that's it. So it helps both the end user and the IT technicians to leverage the content from the frequently asked questions. You can also integrate other sources. It doesn't have to be just this Excel document that I showed you. So you can connect to other reputable URLs, mainly things like learn.microsoft.com and so on. Now, we've integrated Copilot in the Power App. We have generative AI, we have that content surfaced by Copilot, that's all nice. But we know that our users spend most of their time within Teams, and there is no better way than reaching them where they spend most of their time. So we avoid context switching, we improve productivity, and make sure that everything runs in the same environment, in the place where they're comfortable. So what I've done here is that I took that Power App and created a wrapper for that within Teams. Basically, the same application runs within Teams. You can access Copilot directly from the same app, and you don't have to switch between chats and the agent and the app and so on. So most of the time, if your end users are trying to reach to IT services, they're already frustrated. There's a problem, they can do their work. So the last thing you would want is to expect them to switch between different tabs and different applications. So how was this Teams application built? I used out-of-the-box developer portal, and you don't need any developer skills here or anything like that. So you go to your apps, create a new app. We already have an app here. So let me show you how this looks. Basically, there are different things you need to provide here about your app information, things like icon, title, description, and so on. But most importantly, a Teams app is just a manifest. It's a JSON file which doesn't contain any data or anything like that. It points to different places. So a Teams app can have a bot, a connector, can be a message extension, can be a Teams scene or things like that. But more importantly, you can have a personal app, and a personal app is basically a tab like the ones you see here on the top. So I created one personal app, and all it does, it points to my Power App URL. So the thing, probably the one tip here is that I added at the end of the URL hide navbar equals true. So that will get rid of the Power Apps header on the top. It looks like it's more native to Teams. Everything runs smoothly within Teams. So this is just because I'm running on development environment, but basically the apps looks like it's fully integrated within Teams, and that's how you can leverage both Copilot, Power Platform, Teams, and create a fully functioning solution, which streamline the IT service work and kind of create a nice, easy, and simple interface for that. Right on time. Back to you, David. Thank you so much, guys.
Samir, awesome stuff. Really great looking, slick design. Everybody's loving it. Talking components, lots of cool, exciting technology you're using there. So thank you for sharing that with the community. We'll have to have you back again to show even more off about how you built that. Excellent. As part of this community, we would not have these opportunities without you. Please keep rocking it. We appreciate you. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.